Like I said, October has been a fantastic reading month for me. So let's talk about 4 more books that I absolutely loved. The first book I want to talk about is House of Hunger by Alexis Henderson. I finished this today. I read it for our book club, and it follows a young woman, Marion Shaw, who was raised in the slums and decides she doesn't want to do that anymore, so she takes a opportunity to go north and be a blood maid for a countess there. This story is vampire adjacent, definitely delivers on those gothic vibes. Things start to spiral from her arrival at the House of Hunger, and it ended up in a place where I wasn't expecting it all. So definitely pick this one up. Next, I want to talk about When the Reckoning Comes by Latanya McQueen. This book follows Mira, who fled her small town in the South and is reluctantly being dragged back by her white best friend, who's having her wedding at a plantation. In this story, Mira, Celine, and their other best friend, Jessie, must reckon with their own histories with one another and the violence that thrust them all apart during high school, and then also with the history of the property. The story went in a completely different direction than I was expecting it to go, and it had me feeling icky, scary, eerie the entire time. Also cringing at all the people in this story who are going to this party at the plantation. Oh, definitely recommend. The next book I want to talk about is A History of Wild Places by Shea Ernshaw. This is a kind of a culty book. I had no idea where it was going to go. It started in a kind of supernatural place and then took me to a place where I wasn't expecting it all. This follows a young woman and her husband and sisters who are in this intentional living community in the Pacific Northwest, and things start to unravel for them. They find things that are maybe not exactly how they thought they were, and then things just go on from there. I definitely recommend this. It was kind of slow, but the payoff was there for me. And if you like cult stories and stories about how influential people can rise to power, I think this is definitely for you. And the last book I want to talk about is The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. This follows Lynette, who is a final girl and a survivor of the slaughter of her family, who meets with other final girls at this monthly support group. One of them goes missing, and then things just go on from there. Let me know if you've read any of these. What were you thinking when you were reading them? Do you have any recommendations for me based off of these?